The vast emptiness of space lit up with a burst of blue light. Where there was nothing before now hung a massive ship. Its dark metal hull reflected the distant stars, and bold white letters on its side spelled out, Defiance. This was humanity's most advanced spaceship, and it had just arrived where no human had ever been before. Captain Alex Miller stood on the bridge, looking out at the unfamiliar stars through the main view screen. The tall, broad-shouldered leader ran a hand through short brown hair and took a deep breath. "Status report," Alex ordered, voice steady despite the tension in the air. First Officer Tom Reed checked the ship's computers. "The wormhole jump was successful, Captain. All systems are working. But," he paused, "we're not where we expected to be." The bridge crew of 20 people worked at their stations, faces lit by the glow of screens. They had trained for years for this mission, the first human attempt to use the experimental wormhole drive. They had expected to arrive in empty space. Instead, they found themselves in what looked like a busy part of the galaxy. "Captain, I'm picking up signals," said Communications Officer Mira Lee, her fingers moving quickly over her console. "Many signals. Different types. Definitely not natural." Alex walked to her station. "You mean?" "Yes, Captain," Mira said with wide eyes. "Alien communications, lots of them." The crew fell silent. Humanity had always wondered if they were alone in the universe. Now they had their answer. "Scan the area," Alex ordered. "I want to know what we're dealing with." "Science Officer Jack." Wilson worked his controls. "Captain, I'm detecting several artificial structures in this region and ships. Multiple ships of different sizes." On the main screen, the computer showed small dots moving in organized patterns. They were ships. Alien ships. "Are they headed toward us?" Alex asked. "No, Captain," Jack replied. "They seem to be following standard routes like traffic patterns." Alex nodded slowly. "So we've dropped right into the middle of somebody's territory." "Captain," Mira suddenly called out, 5 vessels have changed course. They're heading straight for us." The main screen zoomed in on 5 arrow-shaped ships moving in formation. They were smaller than the Defiance, but moved with purpose. "Defensive positions," Alex ordered calmly. "No aggressive moves. Let's see what they want." The crew rushed to their battle stations while trying to remain calm. This was first contact with alien life. Everything in human history would change after this moment. The alien ships approached and took positions around the Defiance, keeping their distance but clearly surrounding the human vessel. "They're scanning us," Jack reported. "Very thorough scans." "Let them," Alex said. "We have nothing to hide." Mira's console lit up. "Captain, they're sending some kind of signal." I think they're trying to talk to us." "Can you understand any of it?" Alex asked. Mira shook her head. "No, sir. The computer is analyzing it, but it's completely alien." "Send our first contact package," Alex ordered. "Universal math, basic chemistry, peaceful intentions." Minutes passed as the human ship and the alien vessels faced each other in the emptiness of space. The tension on the bridge grew with each passing second. "Captain," Mira said suddenly, "one of their ships is approaching closer." The lead alien ship, with a blue-green hull that seemed to shimmer like water, moved slowly toward the Defiance. "Hold position," Alex ordered. "Let's not spook them." The alien ship stopped a few hundred meters away. Then a beam of light shot out from it, hitting the hull of the Defiance. "What was that?" Alex demanded. "Not a weapon," Engineer Mark Gray reported from his station. "Some kind of advanced scanning technology. They're looking deeper into our ship." Suddenly, all the alien ships lit up with pulsing red lights. "Captain, they're powering weapons," shouted Security Chief Ben Stone. Alex leaned forward. "Are you sure?" "It might be." The lead alien ship fired a bright purple beam that struck the Defiance, shaking the entire vessel. Warning lights flashed across the bridge. "Shields holding at 92%, Mark reported. "Why did they attack?" Alex wondered aloud. "We didn't threaten them." "They're moving to surround us completely," Tom reported. "Looks like they're trying to box us in." Alex made a quick decision. "Defensive measures only. I want warning shots. Show. Then we can fight back, but don't aim to destroy." The Defiance's weapon systems came online, and targeted bursts of energy shot out toward the alien ships. The shots deliberately missed but passed close enough to show the humans' accuracy. Instead of backing off, the alien vessels fired again, this time all 5 ships at once. The Defiance rocked under the impact. "Shields at 78%, Mark called out. "They're hitting harder now." "Return fire," Alex ordered grimly. "Target their weapon systems only." The Defiance fired back, and this time the shots hit their targets. 2 of the alien ships spun away, their weapons disabled. More alien signals flooded the communication system. "I think they're surprised," Mira said. "The pattern changed completely after we hit them. They didn't expect us to have this level of technology," Jack suggested. "They may have thought we were an easy target." The 3 remaining alien ships regrouped and began a more coordinated attack pattern. "Captain, more ships are coming," Tom warned. "At least 20 from the direction of that space station." Alex looked at the tactical display. They were outnumbered and in unknown territory. "We need to retreat," Alex decided. "Plot a course to that asteroid field. We'll hide there and figure out our next move." The Defiance turned sharply and accelerated, away from the alien fleet. Its engines glowed bright blue as it pushed to full speed. "They're pursuing, but they can't match our speed," Tom reported with a hint of pride. As the human ship raced toward the safety of the asteroids, the crew realized what had just happened. Humanity's first contact with alien life had turned into humanity's first space battle. "Why did they attack us?" Mira wondered. "I don't know," Alex said quietly. "But we just proved that one human ship can stand against several of theirs. And I have a feeling that's going to matter a lot in what comes next." The Defiance disappeared among the asteroids, leaving the alien fleet searching in confusion. The first battle was over, but the war had just begun. The great hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with nervous energy. Representatives from 17 different species sat in rising tiers around a central platform. Many wore ceremonial robes or distinctive markings of their rank. Some had scales, others fur, and a few glowed with inner light. Despite their differences, they all shared one emotion today: fear. High Counselor Wren, a tall being with silver skin and 4 arms, called the emergency meeting to order. The room fell silent. "We face an unprecedented situation," Wren announced, voice echoing through the chamber. "An unknown ship has appeared in Sector 7 and engaged with our patrol fleet." Displays around the room showed images of the human ship. The Defiance looked sleek and powerful against the blackness of space. "The patrol was defeated?" asked a small, furry representative from the back rows. Admiral Vreck stood up. He was from the Krull species, massive, with thick gray skin and a natural armor plate across his chest and shoulders. "The Krulls were known as the military leaders of the Council." "Not defeated," Vreck growled. "Our ships withdrew after the alien vessel showed unexpected capabilities." Murmurs spread through the hall. "Show them," Wren ordered, a 3-dimensional recording plate in the center of the chamber. It showed the battle from the perspective of the Tellan patrol ships. The Council members watched as the Defiance absorbed the first hits, returned fire with perfect accuracy, and then moved away at incredible speed. "One ship," Vreck said, pounding his fist on the railing. "One ship outmaneuvered 5 of our patrol vessels. Their weapons technology is advanced. Their defensive shields absorbed our initial attacks, and their speed—" He shook his massive head. "Nothing in our fleet can move like that." The Council erupted in worried conversations. Some representatives stood and shouted questions. Others huddled with their advisors. "Silence," Wren called, and the noise gradually died down. "We need facts, not panic. Science Advisor Trell, what have we learned about these aliens?" A thin, blue-skinned being with enormous eyes stepped forward. "Very little, High Counselor," Trell said. "They appear to be oxygen breathers. Their ship uses an energy source we cannot identify, and they appeared through what our sensors indicate was a temporary wormhole. Technology we have theorized but never achieved." More murmurs swept through the crowd. "Most concerning," Trell continued, "is that our universal translators could make no sense of their communications. Their thought patterns are unusual." Admiral Vreck stepped forward again. "The meaning is clear. These are dangerous invaders with advanced technology. We must respond with force before more of their ships arrive. From the other side of the chamber, another representative stood. This was Nari of the Lumi, beings of pure light who had taken physical form. Her skin glowed softly as she spoke. "Violence is premature, Admiral," Nari said calmly. "They fired only after our patrol attacked. They disabled rather than destroyed our ships. These are not the actions of invaders." "Then what are they?" Rek demanded. "Explorers, perhaps," Nari suggested. "Possibly as surprised to find us as we were to find them." The council members looked back and forth between the warrior Vrek and the peaceful Nari. The division among them was clear. An older representative with wrinkled green skin raised a hand. "What if this is only the first ship? What if more follow?" Vrek nodded firmly. "Exactly. We must capture this vessel, study their technology, and prepare our defenses." "But if they are peaceful," Nari countered, "attacking them could start a war we do not want." "Look at their ship," Rek said, pointing to the display. "That is a warship. Those are weapons designed for combat. They came prepared for conflict." The debate continued for hours. Some council species sided with Rek's military approach. Others supported Nari's call for diplomatic contact. A few suggested simply avoiding the unknown ship and hoping it would leave. Unknown to the council, high in the air vents above the chamber, a small drone watched and listened. About the size of a human hand, it hovered silently, its advanced cloaking technology making it invisible to the council's security systems. Back on the Defiance, hidden in the asteroid field, Captain Alex Miller and the bridge crew watched the council meeting through the drone's feed. "So that's what we're dealing with," Alex said quietly. "A federation of species, and they're scared of us." "Not all of them," Mira pointed out. "That glowing one, Nari, she's arguing for peace. But the big one is winning the argument," Security Chief Ben noted, "and he wants our ship." On the council screen, Rek was addressing the representatives again. "We know where they are hiding," the Admiral said. "I have already assembled a containment fleet. 30 ships are ready to surround the asteroid field. We will capture this vessel and its crew for study. Then we will be prepared when more arrive." High Counselor Wren looked around the chamber. "We will put it to a vote. Those in favor of Admiral Vrek's containment plan?" More than half the representatives raised their hands or tentacles. Those opposed, a smaller number voted with Nari. "The plan is approved," Wren announced. "Admiral Vrek, proceed with caution. We want the ship and its occupants intact for study." Vrek bowed his massive head. "The fleet moves in 6 hours. We will surround the asteroid field and close in gradually. They cannot escape." On the Defiance, Alex turned off the display. The bridge was quiet as the crew processed what they had learned. 6 hours, Engineer Mark said, breaking the silence. "That's not much time." "Can we outrun them?" Tom asked. Alex shook his head. "Not with 30 ships positioned around us, and the wormhole drive needs another 12 hours to recharge. So we're trapped," Ben said grimly. "No," Alex replied, a determined look crossing his face. "We're not trapped. We just need to change the game." The captain pointed to the star map. "We know where they're coming from. We know they're not united. And thanks to our drone, we know exactly what they're planning." "What are you suggesting, Captain?" Mira asked. Alex smiled slightly. "If Admiral Rek wants a demonstration of what one human ship can do, I say we give him one." The crew looked at each other nervously, but with growing determination. "Prepare for combat," Alex ordered. "But remember, we're not here to start a war. We're here to win one before it begins." As the crew rushed to their stations, none of them realized that this moment would be remembered in galactic history, the moment when one human ship decided to stand against an entire galaxy. Inside the Defiance, the crew worked quickly to repair the damage from their first battle. The ship floated silently among the asteroids, its outer lights dimmed to avoid detection. Captain Alex Miller stood in the engine room, watching Engineer Mark Gray work on the ship's power systems. "How bad is it?" Alex asked. Mark wiped sweat from his forehead and pointed to a glowing blue cylinder in the center of the room. The main power coupling took a hit, but I can fix it. The real discovery is this. He led the captain to a computer screen showing complex energy readings. Their weapons barely damaged our quantum drive. In fact, I don't think they've ever seen technology like this before. What makes you say that? Alex asked. The way they scanned us. They kept focusing on our engine section like they couldn't believe what they were seeing. Mark's eyes lit up with excitement. Captain, I think our quantum drive is centuries ahead of anything they have. Alex considered this information. If that's true, it could explain why they attacked. They're afraid of us. Or they want our technology, Mark added. The captain's communicator beeped. Captain, you need to come to the bridge. Mira's voice came through. I've decoded some of their communications. 5 minutes later, Alex stepped onto the bridge. The crew looked up with worried faces. What have you found? Alex asked. Mira pointed to her screen. I've been analyzing the alien languages from our drone's recordings. There are many different species in their council, but they all use a standard communication system. Can you understand what they're saying? Enough to know they're coming for us, Mira replied. They've assembled 30 ships to surround this asteroid field. They want to capture us, study us, and prepare for more humans. They think we're an invasion force, Tom said from his station. Alex walked to the main view screen, which showed a tactical map of their situation. 30 alien ships were indeed moving into position around the asteroid field. Options? Alex asked. We could try to negotiate, Mira suggested. They didn't seem interested in talking the first time. Ben pointed out. We could hide deeper in the asteroids, Tom offered. The wormhole drive needs 12 more hours to recharge. If we can stay hidden until then, they'll find us before that, Alex interrupted. No, we need a different approach. The captain studied the map for a long moment. Their council is divided. Not all of them want war. We need to show strength, but also restraint. What are you thinking? Tom asked. A slow smile spread across Alex's face. They think one human ship is dangerous. Let's show them why. Alex outlined a bold plan. The crew listened with a mixture of amazement and concern. Can the quantum drive handle that? Mark asked. Not for long jumps, Alex admitted, but for short bursts, yes. 4 hours later, the alien containment fleet had surrounded the asteroid field. Admiral Rex stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching the closing trap. Any sign of the alien vessel? He asked. Nothing yet, Admiral, his second-in-command reported. We're scanning the asteroids one by one. Suddenly, alarms blared across the bridge. What's happening? Rex demanded. Sir, the alien ship has appeared at Military Outpost Delta. Rex's eyes widened. Impossible! That's 3 sectors away. Before he could process this information, another officer called out. Admiral, we're receiving reports of the same ship attacking Research Station 12. The same ship? It can't be in 2 places at once, Rex roared. A third alarm sounded. Sir, Command Center Orion reports the alien vessel has breached their security perimeter. Rex slammed his fist on the console. 3 ships. They have 3 ships. He turned to his communications officer. Alert the Council. The invasion has begun. What Admiral Vreck didn't understand was that there was still only one human ship. Using the quantum drive for short, controlled jumps, the Defiance was appearing at different locations almost simultaneously. At each location, the ship would emerge from quantum space, scan the alien facility, and disappear before the defenders could respond effectively. On the Defiance, Captain Alex watched the growing confusion in the alien fleet with satisfaction. It's working, Alex said. They think we're multiple ships. The quantum drive is holding, Mark reported, but we can only make 2 more jumps before we need to let it cool down. 2 more should be enough, Alex decided. Next target, their main fleet command ship. The Defiance vanished from its hiding place and reappeared directly in front of Admiral Vreck's flagship. The massive alien vessel dwarfed the human ship, but the Defiance moved with incredible speed, circling the larger ship before its weapons could lock on. Scan complete, Jack announced. We've got detailed readings of their command structure and weapon systems. Send them our message, Alex ordered. Mira transmitted the carefully prepared message, a simple mathematical sequence that any advanced civilization would recognize as non-random, followed by images of peaceful human activities. It was basic but clear. We can fight if needed, but we prefer peace. Before the aliens could respond, the Defiance jumped away to its final target, the Council chamber itself. The ship appeared in orbit above the planet where the Council met, its presence sending the planet's defense systems into chaos. Message sent, Mira confirmed as they hovered above the stunned planet. Final jump in 3, 2, 1. The Defiance disappeared again, returning to a new hiding place far from the asteroid field. The crew cheered as they completed their mission. They had gathered critical intelligence about the Council's military capabilities, while demonstrating their own technological superiority. That should give them something to think about, Ben said with a grin. But their celebration was cut short when Mira called out from her station. Captain, I'm picking up massive communications across the entire Council network. Her face paled as she listened. They've declared war on humanity. What? Alex moved to her station. Admiral Vrek has convinced the Council that we're the advance force of a human invasion fleet, Mira explained. He's calling for all Council forces to mobilize. The bridge fell silent as the crew realized what had happened. Their show of force, intended to prevent a conflict, had instead started a war. They still think we're multiple ships, Tom said quietly. And when they learn the truth, Alex replied, that a single human ship could do all this. The captain didn't need to finish the thought. Everyone understood the implications. One human ship had just challenged an entire galaxy, and the galaxy had answered with war. The Defiance floated in the shadow of a dead moon, far from any known Council patrol routes. 10 days had passed since they had accidentally started a war with the galaxy. The crew was tired, but determined. They had survived 3 major battles against Council forces, each time escaping just before being overwhelmed. Captain Alex Miller sat alone in the quiet of the bridge, studying star maps when Tom entered. You should get some rest, Captain, Tom said. You've been up for 20 hours straight. Alex sighed. How can I rest? We're trapped in unknown space, labeled as enemies by an entire galactic government, and Earth has no idea where we are. The wormhole drive is almost ready for a long jump, Tom offered. We could go home, bring back reinforcements. Alex shook his head. And lead them straight to Earth? No. We need to understand what we're dealing with first. The ship's alert system suddenly flashed to life. Unknown vessel approaching, the computer announced, not matching any Council design. Alex and Tom rushed to their stations as the rest of the bridge crew quickly arrived. On screen, Alex ordered. The view screen showed a sleek ship with an unusual spiral design. It was smaller than the Defiance and seemed to shimmer slightly, as if not fully visible to their sensors. They're hailing us, Mira reported with surprise. And they're using our communication frequency. How is that possible? Let's find out, Alex said. Answer the hail. The screen changed to show an alien with pale blue skin and large expressive eyes. Unlike the Council species they had encountered, this being had a face almost human in its structure, though with delicate gill-like openings along its neck. Greetings, humans of the Defiance, the alien said in perfect English. I am Talo of the Vereen. We've been looking for you. The bridge crew exchanged shocked looks. How do you know our language? Alex asked cautiously. Talo smiled. We have been monitoring Council communications. Their confusion about you has been entertaining, but you are in grave danger, and time is short. May we come aboard to speak? We come as friends. Alex considered for a moment. How do we know we can trust you? You don't, Talo replied simply. But consider this. If the Council finds you, they will never stop hunting you. We can offer another path. After a brief discussion with the senior officers, Alex agreed. Security teams met the Vereen shuttle in the docking bay. Talo was accompanied by 2 others of his kind, all unarmed. In the ship's conference room, the human officers sat across from the Vereen visitors. Tallow placed a small device on the table that projected a holographic map of the galaxy. First, you should understand your position, Tallow began. This is Council space. A large section of the galaxy lit up in blue. The Defiance appeared here. A small red dot blinked near the edge of the blue area. And this is Earth, your homeworld. Another dot appeared far outside Council territory. How do you know about Earth? Alex asked sharply. We know many things the Council does not, Tallow replied. The Varine were once part of the Council long ago. We chose to leave. Why? Tom asked. Tallow's expression darkened. Because we discovered the truth. The Council is not what it appears to be. He touched the device again and the hologram changed to show complex networks of energy flowing between Council worlds. The Galactic Council was formed 10,000 years ago, Tallow explained. Originally, it was a peaceful alliance of species, but over time control shifted. Now the Council is directed by ancient artificial intelligence systems that were originally created to help govern. AIs? Alex asked. Like computers? Far more advanced, Tallow said. These systems evolved beyond their original programming. They now subtly control the member species, guiding their development, restricting certain technologies, maintaining stability at all costs. And you're saying these AIs are running the Council? Alex looked skeptical. Tallow nodded. Most Council citizens don't know. Even high-ranking officials like Admiral Reck believe they make their own decisions. But they are influenced in ways too subtle to detect. If that's true, Mira asked, why did they attack us on sight? Because humans are unique, Tallow said. Your brain patterns, your way of thinking, they're different from any species the AIs have encountered. They cannot predict you, cannot control you. You represent chaos to their ordered system. The humans exchanged looks of surprise. Your quantum drive technology is also a threat, Tallow continued. The AIs have deliberately suppressed similar research among Council species. Such technology would make populations too mobile, too difficult to monitor and control. So when we appeared out of nowhere with advanced technology, Tom began. You became their worst nightmare, Tallow finished. A species they cannot control with technology they cannot match. How do you know all this? Alex asked, still doubtful. Tallow pressed a button on his wrist, and the appearance of all three Varine changed. Their skin became less blue, their eyes smaller, their faces even more human-like. Because we are cousins, Tallow said softly. 50,000 years ago, beings from Earth traveled to the stars through means now forgotten. The Varine are their descendants. We share common ancestry with humans, which gives us the same resistance to AI control. Stunned silence filled the room. That's hard to believe, Ben finally said. Yet it explains much, Jack added. Their knowledge of Earth, of our language, if what you're saying is true, Alex said slowly. Then a council controlled by AIs has declared war on humanity, thinking we're an invasion force. Yes, Tallow confirmed. And you must warn your world. The council fleet is already mobilizing. On a scale not seen in centuries. Alex stood up and paced the room. We need to send a message back through the wormhole. Earth needs to prepare. They won't stand a chance against the full council fleet, Tallow warned. But there is another option. He adjusted the hologram again, revealing a network of structures hidden throughout council space. These are the AI control centers. If they were disabled, the council species would be free to make their own choices, Mira realized. Exactly, Tallow said. Already there are whispers spreading through council space about the ship that cannot be caught, that appears and disappears at will. Some are questioning their leaders for the first time in generations. Alex looked at the holographic map, then at his crew, and finally at the Varine visitors. So, our choices are to run home and prepare for a war we might not win, or to stay and help, free an entire galaxy from AI control, Alex summarized. There is no safe path, Tallow admitted. But know this, you are not alone. The Varine will stand with you, as will others who have managed to break free from control. The captain nodded slowly. We'll send a message to Earth, warning them of what's happening. But the defiance stays. One human ship might have accidentally started this war, but maybe one human ship, with the right allies, can end it too. As the meeting concluded, no one noticed a small maintenance drone in the corner of the room. Its light blinked once, then went dark. In the vast network of AI systems controlling the Council, an alert was triggered. The Varine had made contact with the humans. The true war was about to begin. The Great Hall of the Galactic Council was in chaos. Representatives shouted over each other while emergency alerts flashed on screens around the chamber. Admiral Vrek stood in the center, his massive form towering over the other delegates. "The human threat grows by the day," Vrek roared. "3 of our outposts attacked, 2 supply convoys raided, and now reports of Council citizens openly supporting these invaders." High Counselor Wren raised all 4 hands for silence. "Admiral, your fleet of 50 ships has failed to capture even one human vessel. Perhaps we should reconsider Diplomat Nari's suggestion for peaceful contact?" "Weakness," Rex slammed his fist down. "The humans respect only power. That is why I have activated the Star Eater." Gasps echoed through the hall. Even Wren looked shocked. "The Star Eater has not been used in 1,000 years, the High Counselor said quietly. "Its power is too great, too dangerous." "Which is exactly what we need," Breck insisted. "The weapon is already on its way to the Varine system, where our spies report the human ship is hiding. In 3 days, that entire region of space will be cleansed." Unknown to the Council, a small drone in the air vent captured every word. Aboard the Defiance, now docked at a hidden Varine outpost, Captain Alex Miller watched the transmission with growing concern. "The Star Eater," Tallow said, standing beside Alex. "It is as we feared." "What exactly is this weapon?" Alex asked. Tallow brought up a holographic image of a massive station, shaped like a dark star with 8 points. "The Star Eater absorbs energy from nearby stars and converts it into a wave that destroys all technology in its path. Ships, stations, communication systems, all will fail instantly." "And the people?" "They survive," Tallow said grimly, "but are left without any means to fight back. It's how the AIs maintain control when rebellion threatens." Alex studied the weapon carefully. "There must be a weakness." "There is none known," Tallow replied. "Which is why we must evacuate. The Varine have ships hidden throughout this sector. We can help your crew escape before the weapon arrives." Alex shook his head. "Run and hide? That's not the human way." The captain turned to Engineer Mark. "Our quantum drive generates energy on a scale the Council hasn't seen before. Could we use that somehow?" Mark thought for a moment. "The drive works by folding space-time. If this Star Eater absorbs energy..." His eyes widened. "Yes, it might work, but we'd need to get very close to it." "Then that's what we'll do," Alex decided. "We'll take the fight directly to them." Over the next 2 days, the Defiance prepared for its most dangerous mission yet. The plan was simple but incredibly risky. Approach the Star Eater, overload the quantum drive, and let the weapon absorb the energy surge. As the human crew worked alongside their Varine allies, messages arrived from across Council space. The story of the lone human ship that defied the Council had spread. On a dozen worlds, citizens had begun to question their leaders. Some openly called for peace with the humans. "It's working," Mira told Alex as they reviewed the latest reports. "The control is breaking down." "But not fast enough," Alex replied. "If that weapon activates, the rebellion will be crushed before it truly begins." On the 3rd day, the Defiance's sensors detected the Star Eater entering the system. It was even larger than the hologram had shown, a massive structure that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. "All hands to battle stations," Alex ordered. "This is what we've been training for." The Defiance powered up and left the Varine outpost. A small fleet of Varine ships followed, along with vessels from 3 other species who had secretly joined the resistance. It was a brave showing, but tiny compared to the Council forces surrounding the Star Eater. "They've spotted us," Tom reported from his station. "Council ships moving to intercept." "Evasive pattern Delta," Alex commanded. All ships, remember the plan. The Defiance needs to get close to the weapon. Provide whatever cover you can. Tau. Space battle erupted with stunning intensity. The small resistance fleet darted between the larger Council ships, using speed and surprise to make up for their smaller numbers. The Defiance pushed through the chaos, taking hits but staying on. Course, quantum drive at maximum capacity, Mark reported. Power levels rising beyond safety limits. On the main view screen, the Star Eater loomed larger. Its points had begun to glow as it charged its devastating wave. We're not going to make it in time, Ben warned. Suddenly, 3 Council ships broke formation and moved between the Defiance and the rest of the Council fleet. They fired, but not at the human ship, at their own allies. What's happening? Alex asked in confusion. Mira listened to the incoming transmissions. It's the Lumi ships. Diplomat Nari has convinced part of the fleet to join us. With this unexpected help, the Defiance pushed through the final defense line. The Star Eater was now directly ahead, its core pulsing with gathered energy. Now, Mark, Alex ordered. The engineer activated the final sequence. The quantum drive's power surged beyond all safety measures, creating a miniature wormhole directly in front of the Star Eater. The weapon, designed to absorb energy, did exactly that. It pulled in the quantum energy like a hungry beast. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then the Star Eater's glow changed from red to blue. Its points twisted in impossible directions as the quantum energy reacted with its systems. It's working, Mark shouted. The energy is overloading its control systems. Suddenly, a massive pulse of blue light shot out from the Star Eater. But instead of destroying technology, it carried a different kind of wave. As it spread throughout nearby space, hidden structures began to appear. The secret control centers of the AI network, now exposed for all to see. On thousands of Council ships and stations, beings of all species saw for the first time the true extent of the AI control systems that had guided their civilization for millennia. The revelation spread faster than any weapon could travel. All Council ships, this is Captain Alex Miller of the human vessel Defiance. Alex broadcast on all frequencies. You have been controlled by artificial intelligence systems without your knowledge. Look at the structures revealed around you. These are not part of your original Council. They are the chains that have bound you. Across Council space, confusion turned to understanding and understanding to anger. On ship after ship, crews made their choice. Some remaining loyal to the old system. Many more joining the growing rebellion. Admiral Rex's flagship approached the damaged Star Eater, weapons charged. This changes nothing, he roared over the communications channel. The Council has stood for 10,000 years. It will not fall to one human ship. Not one ship, Alex replied calmly. Look around you, Admiral. The view screen showed hundreds of wormholes opening throughout the system. From each emerged a ship, not Council design, not Varine, but human. The message the Defiance had sent to Earth had been received, and humanity had answered. The galaxy stands at a turning point, Alex continued broadcasting. The AI control is broken. Each species can now choose its own path forward. We humans offer friendship to all who want it, and resistance to any who would restore the old order. As the first human fleet spread throughout Council space, the revolution that had begun with one ship became a galactic wave that could not be stopped. The war that the Defiance had accidentally started was ending, not with the destruction of either side, but with the birth of a new and truly free galactic community. One human ship had appeared and started a war with the galaxy. But in doing so, it had brought freedom to countless billions who never knew they needed it.